Why comedy movies disappeared and why it hurts. Comedy movies have basically died in the past decade. That's sad, because if there was ever a time when people needed to laugh together, it's right now. We've lived through years of chaos, division, politics in everything, rising costs of living, and endless bad news online. Instead of an escape, Hollywood just stopped giving us funny movies. It wasn't always this way. In the 90s and early 2000s, comedies were everywhere. Think about 2004 alone. Anchorman, Dodgeball, White Chicks, Mean Girls, Napoleon Dynamite, all in 1 year. Today, you'd be lucky to get one comedy half that funny in 5 years. The numbers back this up. In 2016, comedies made up 12% of the box office. Just a year later, that number dropped almost in half. By 2022, the entire genre made less money in 1 year than The Hangover did by itself in 2009. So what happened? A few things. First, Hollywood lost its creativity. Comedy used to be limitless. You can have a detective who only finds missing pets, a guy stuck in a time loop, or two dumb best friends on a road trip. The premises didn't need to make sense. They just had to be funny. But now, most new comedies feel safe, predictable, and boring. Sequels, buddy cop formulas, or holiday trip gone wrong plots that nobody cares about. Second, comedians themselves walked away. Back then, stars like Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell, and Steve Carell brought insane energy to the screen. A lot of them came from SNL, which launched countless comedy icons. But today, comedians don't need movies anymore. They can just start a podcast, go viral on TikTok, and sell out shows nationwide. Why spend months filming a risky comedy when a podcast makes more money with less stress? Third, cancel culture definitely plays a role. Jokes that once seemed harmless are now rewatched through a different lens. Think of Revenge of the Nerds tricking a woman into sex, or Ace Ventura making fun of a trans woman. Even classics like Superbad would never be made today because the way teenagers actually talk, rude, crude, and politically incorrect, would offend too many people. Studios are scared to touch edgy humor, so what we get instead is watered-down, sanitized, safe comedy that just isn't funny. Finally, money. Comedies have always been a financial gamble. Action movies can rely on explosions, superheroes, and international audiences. But comedies depend on jokes landing, and humor doesn't always translate across cultures. Back in the DVD era, a comedy that bombed in theaters could still become a cult hit through rentals, reruns, and home sales. Billy Madison barely made money at the box office, but it exploded on DVD and TV. That safety net doesn't exist anymore. Streaming services like Netflix pay a one-time licensing fee, and that's it. No DVD sales, no cable reruns, no second life. Put all of this together and you see why comedy movies have basically vanished. Comedians don't need them, studios don't want the risk, social media outrage scares everyone. And without DVDs or rentals, even the best comedies can't make enough money. Sure, there are still moments of hope. Cocaine Bear leaned into absurdity, Bottoms brought back some of the wild teen comedy vibe, and superhero films like Guardians of the Galaxy sprinkle humor into action. But these aren't true comedies the way Step Brothers, Dodgeball, or Superbad were. They don't create those cultural, quotable moments that last for decades. That's the real loss. Movies like Anchorman weren't just funny, they became part of culture. Everyone knew the lines. Everyone quoted them. Everyone laughed together. That kind of shared experience is almost gone now. Podcasts are funny, sure, memes are funny, but 15 years from now, nobody is quoting a random podcast clip the way people still quote Anchorman or Napoleon Dynamite. Comedy movies didn't just disappear. They were pushed out by economics, fear, and changing culture. And until Hollywood decides to take risks again, or comedians decide it's worth their time, we'll be stuck rewatching the old classics, waiting for the day when movies make us laugh out loud again.